What's up, Sparks? Today I have the 2023 Lexus NX350 F Sport handling. How nimble is this nimble crossover? Don't at me, that's literally what NX stands for. Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. Do I look cold? It's because I am. Welcome back to Sparkplug TV. My name is Chris and I do car reviews for literally everybody, not just car enthusiasts. Use that nimble little finger of yours, like this video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video, which is at least twice a week now. I hope. I'm a very, very busy man. Before I begin, I'd like to thank Johnson Lexus of Raleigh for sponsoring today's video. Johnson Lexus, with locations in Raleigh and Durham, is the highest selling luxury brand dealership in North Carolina and the surrounding states. Check the link in the description below. Originally released in 2014, the NX is part of the extremely long-named subcompact luxury crossover SUV segment with the BMW X1 and 2, the Mercedes GLB, and the Volvo XC40. I've never really thought of the compact segment in terms of luxury vehicles because to me, a luxury car should be this like huge gas-guzzling monster with an entire cow full of leather and a sheepskin for rugs. Basically just an environmental disaster on four wheels. The NX, however, is far from that. This thing is hardly a gas guzzler though, because the NX350 is powered by a turbocharged 2.4-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that outputs 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. It's tied to an 8-speed automatic transmission and has an all-wheel drive drivetrain. It typically comes in front-wheel drive, but the all-wheel drive has a combined EPA of 22 miles per gallon, with 26 on the highway and 19 in the city. It has a decent 0 to 60 of 6.6 seconds and has a top speed of 127 miles an hour. The F Sport handling comes with specialty 20-inch black alloy wheels. It also comes with an adaptive suspension because, you know, handling. The door handles are also no longer just dumpy handles that you have to pull out like a plebeian. Oh no, honey. They're basically just buttons now that you press on to grant you entry into the cabin. Can you handling that? Ugh, yikes, I'm so sorry. In videos past, I've mostly had non-F Sport Lexuses, and I would go on and on about how I wish that I had one, and that I think that it would look better with the features. Well, now that I have one, I think I might have actually changed my mind just a little bit. Really though, the only thing aesthetically I like about the NX's F Sport's looks is the body-painted fenders, the wheels, and the sportier front and rear bumpers. I could honestly completely do without these side scoops. I think they just make it look way too busy up front, and I actually prefer the non-F Sport looking ones. I would probably keep the grille though because it's a nice glossy black color, even though it is absolutely gargantuan in comparison to the previous generation. I just think that, like Chanel used to say, take one thing off before you leave the house, and this is one thing I wish I could take off before I left my driveway. Not saying that it looks bad, I'm just saying that it looks busy. I've also never met a car where both the front and the rear fascia look like a face. Typically, it's just the front that does, but with the second generation's added LED light bar, it actually kind of looks like a stormtrooper or some kind of commando helmet back here. Again, as a whole, I do think that the car is nice looking, but if I'm being completely honest, I actually kind of liked the way the original NX looked. Generation 1 was just, it was simple and it was elegant, while this one has so much going on in terms of line work and added features that I don't know what I'm looking at half the time. I personally don't think they should have added this light bar, but maybe that's just me. I do, however, really love the way that the side profile looks. I think that the application of the angles in that sense, great, looks amazing. Both the headlamps and the tail lamps are LED, while the headlamps are the premium triple beam LED headlamps that have automatic high beams, and I do like the way that those look. This being the top tier model, however, it does come with a kick open tailgate. There we go. Giving way to 22 cubic feet of storage with the seats up and 47 cubic feet of storage with the seats down. Let's go inside. Feel like I'm on a swing. Whee! All right, well, here we are in the Lexus NX 350 F Sport Handlings interior, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently today just because it is absolutely freezing outside. I wanted to take advantage of the climate concierge that is standard on the NX 350 and warm my buns. So, first and foremost, let's talk about the driving position. So, the driving position is very comparable to, say, the CX-5 that I drove last week, which was very comfortable. It was very driver focused. It was the correct height, and I feel very relaxed and comfortable in this seating position. I also really love how high the door line is and how it wraps around the entirety of the front end of the car. It gives it kind of that luxury feeling to it. The interior red color is called Circuit Red New Lux. So the New Lux obviously is their vegan leather, and I commend Lexus on their vegan leather because I think it's still very supple. It's got a nice feel to it, and I think that all of the materials in here have a very nice luxurious kind of take and touch to it. It's also got Lexus's Safety System Plus 3.0, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane tracing, lane follow assist, cross traffic alert, rear and forward, and then it also has parking assist, automatic braking, emergency braking, all that kind of good stuff. The gauge cluster itself is very Lexus. It's very in line with, like, you know, the design language of the Lexuses of today, but just digitized, right? I like the way that the housing of the gauge cluster is designed, but personally, I don't really love the way that the gauge cluster is laid out. I think it's incredibly busy, and I don't think that there's just a lot to look at. I mean, I think that that is like the buzzword of this NX 350 is that it's just busy looking, and that's definitely akin to the gauge cluster because you've got the miles per hour, you've got the parking position, you've got, you know, your other information down here. It's a lot to look at. I love this new infotainment system. I think that Lexus has finally hit the nail on its head when it comes to the infotainment. It's chef's kiss. It really is. It's a 14-inch widescreen, touchscreen, digital infotainment system. It houses absolutely everything that you need, including wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and I love how widescreen the CarPlay is with the infotainment screen itself. The only issue that I've been having with this the past week is that sometimes, and even right now, it's giving me some issues when it comes to connecting the Apple CarPlay. So it did connect now, but I have been having some issues this past week, you know, getting in the car, expecting it to turn on, but it doesn't actually turn on, and then I'll have to like disconnect it, reconnect it. It's been kind of annoying. Additionally, if you don't have or don't want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay at this point, you can actually connect your Amazon Prime Music or your Apple Music directly into the infotainment system itself, which I guess is a little redundant, especially if you already have an iPhone or an Android. But I mean, it's interesting to at least have it integrated into the system itself. You can turn that beep off, but I actually don't mind it. I think it's I kind of like it. I really also like the fact that there is no more kind of gimmicky controller right here. I like that they have put everything, you know, right at your right hand fingertips for the controls, whether it be the off-road mode, the downhill assist, the auto start stop off button, the hold button, the park brake, and then now underneath the wireless charging pad, there's actually a little cubby that you can store some stuff in. I think that's a pretty interesting feature that it's got a mobile wireless charging pad. That's a very interesting touch. Last but not least is the new Lexus AI help system, or whatever you want to call it. It's like a Siri. Hey Lexus.
What do you want to do?
Climate to 72 degrees.
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 72 degrees.
Wow, and now I'm just like a little bit warmer. How much does a blue whale weigh?
According to worldwildlife.org, the blue whale is the largest animal on the planet, weighing as much as 200 tons.
So it literally, you know what, the whole week that I've had this and I haven't once, I didn't know it could do all that. How old is Lady Gaga?
According to Wikipedia, Lady Gaga is 36 years old.
Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. She's only 4 years older than me. Twins. Just kidding. Yeah, wow. I didn't even know it could do all of that. So it literally is like an Alexa or a Siri that will literally compute anything for you, because it is connected to the internet, because the navigation system is actually a cloud-based navigation system. Finally, you don't have to update any maps. Love that. Okay, I forgot one more thing. It does also have this camera in the rear view mirror, and I think it's a little redundant. I've had some people tell me that they think that it's a good, like, unobstructed view of the back. I think that it's a little... I think that the depth perception when it comes to this is not my favorite. I think it's a little off-kiltering for me. I prefer it the normal way. Maybe I'm just old school in that sense, but it does have it if you want it. Well, it's an option, but anyways, so to wrap up this video, basically I like this interior and I've had a hell of a time driving it this past week. It definitely gives you that luxurious feeling in the interior in general. I think my only complaint is how busy the gauge cluster is. I do kind of wish, I mean, if it's such an expensive car and if it is gonna have so many options, I do wish that they did give you the option for like a heated and cooled cup holder. I mean, it is a subcompact, so I mean, I wouldn't expect it with that, but I think that's a bit nitpicky again. But yeah, in general, I mean, it's a very nice cabin. All right, well, that's my time for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Johnson Lexus of Raleigh and Durham. Thank you to Lexus for lending me this video. Thank you guys for watching. And I am going to go gas this up and get ready for the driving portion of my next video. So please be on the lookout for that. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. Hey Sparks, thanks for watching today's video. If you want more Sparkplug TV content, click right here. Right here. You got two options. Choose one, or both.